Are you ready? Cold opening.
Yeah, hell yeah. So you want to start? You want to start the cold open? Or you want or what?
Shit. Fuck that. We got a lot to get into, so
We
I
do.
say we I say we just go right into it. I mean, so much has happened. We got a lot of stuff to discuss. A lot of really good stuff. So, welcome to Urban Geek TV. I'm Pharaoh Fly.
And I am Nizza. What up, young world?
What up, Ness? All right. So let's go right in. Let's talk about the good shit. I mean, the biggest shit, of course, is Disney Plus and Apple TV.
Disney Plus crashed. Kinda.
It did.
They
It
they, they
did
was
crash.
having the difficulties. I was mad at the motherfucker too. I was
So
trying to watch.
that affected you?
Yeah, yeah. It was
Damn.
streaming on my phone, but it wouldn't stream on my desktop. I haven't seen the app icon pop up like on. I do have a smart TV, I think, and I haven't looked for it. But
That's what I was going to ask you. How are you watching Disney Plus? How are you watching it? Because, yeah, what device do you have?
I have a desktop, a Mac
Mm.
desktop that I
Do
watch
you
it
have
on.
no way to get it on your TV?
Probably. I mean, it just came out today, and I haven't been home most of the day, so I haven't really tried that much. I was able to stream it on my phone, but still running into minor difficulties. Like it's just buffering, and it wasn't actually loading up everything. It would load up some stuff. Like I was geeked at I got Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles. I was like, yeah. I was trying to watch Gargoyles earlier, and it wasn't loading up.
Hey, that used to be the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't seen it in a minute. I started watching it and it was like, it's in full screen format. I forgot that part. But
Yeah, it is kind of old.
yeah.
Um, so it ain't on like, cause I know you got a PS4, so it ain't on the PlayStation.
I ain't tried. It might be.
Okay, okay,
But Disney and Sony ain't no telling.
okay. And you ain't fucking with cause I know you just got a new iPhone recently. Like you got the newest one. I feel like you do.
No, I got
Um,
the XR. I mean, last
okay.
year,
Oh, last year. Okay,
but the
okay.
11 is out now.
So are you fucking with Apple TV Plus or not?
Nah. I'm not getting ready to buy another subscription. I only got Disney because they a fucking monopoly. They got
Because you kind of
everything.
have to have Disney,
Yeah.
right?
That's the first streaming service that I paid for. And I'm not, and even still with the bundle for the Hulu and the ESPN, I ain't athletic. I ain't good with sports. I don't really watch sports, so I ain't getting ready to do that. And I'm not getting Hulu. So it's just kind of like Disney Plus. Hell yeah. I caught
Oh, so
the
you didn't
2-day
get the
special.
combined thing with the Hulu built in?
Nah. I caught the like a little over a month ago, they did like a 2-day special where they had a 3-year subscription for a discounted price.
Oh, so you paid off for 3 years?
Yeah, I
Smart.
don't expire till 2022.
Okay.
I was
How
like,
much
fuck
was
it,
that?
man. It was like 165 or something, I think.
Okay.
So I ain't got to worry about it till 2022. I kind of like that. I don't want no monthly nothing coming out. Like, fuck all that.
I feel you. All right. So, what have you seen? Let's talk about these shows. So you ain't seen Apple TV Plus's offerings because they dropped, I believe, like a week before Disney Plus.
Yeah, no, I ain't see that.
And you ain't seen shit they got to offer. They got basically two shows that I'm aware of. I've checked them both out. I got my opinions on them. One is called C. It's starting Jason Momoa, dude from Game of Thrones, the big dude, or Aquaman, whatever.
I just saw the full trailer for that.
For C? Yeah. What you think about the trailer?
It looked interesting. All them bitches running around blind.
Everyone's blind.
That's what I thought. Because he said, I think these kids can see, and I was like, oh, literally see? So all y'all blind? And I was like, I guess that could be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't sold. I wasn't like, oh, I'm finna get this subscription. Nah, nigga, nah, I'm cool, fool. When I saw the Mandalorian trailer, I was like, I'm finna get the subscription. But see, nah.
Basically, the premise is that most of humanity was wiped out by a disease of some kind, and a couple hundred years ago, from the time of the show, most of humanity was wiped out by some type of disease, and those who survived all emerged blind. And so, a couple hundred years go by, and so you have multiple generations, and by the time they pick up the story, not only has no one really seen anything for generations, most people aren't even aware that human beings ever had the ability to see. And if they are aware, they think it's a myth, or the people on top are trying to, hide it, or people could never see, or whatever. So I don't know. It's an interesting premise. I'm definitely going to do a separate video on a part of it. There are parts of it that's interesting, but all in all, no. Look, let me tell you something. And you know this. And you knew this. You just said it as soon as you saw the trailer. And what you saw is absolutely correct. If it's Apple TV versus Disney, if you got $5 or $6, you know exactly where to put your fucking money.
How much is the subscription?
About the same as Disney Plus. Only Netflix done lost their mind.
Netflix they ain't got no choice. They got so much content. They blowing out their budget. They giving all this money to make all this content, and they spending so much money because they put everything out there at one time, and that's why it's not sustainable. That's why the Mandalorian is like an episode a week. They can't just drop it all on one day. Like, they take a year and a half, 2 years to put together, film some shit, and then you through with it in about a day. And you gotta wait another 2 years.
That's an interesting debate. There's a lot of people like E-Money. You know what I'm saying? He refuses to he'll wait till a show ends. It don't matter, Game of Thrones, whatever. Like, he not going week to week. You know what I'm saying? Right. He will wait till a show has all aired so that he can binge it. He prefers the Netflix format. And not only that, but I think there's a lot of people who like the Netflix format. The days of every day tuning in to a TV show at 7 o'clock, no, it's gone. It's different now. Most people watching YouTube and video on demand, and people want to watch shit when they want to watch it. So when they do have time to watch a show, when they do set aside time, like on a weekend or something, or on a lazy Sunday, they want to binge watch. I know he does, and I know a lot of people are like him.
I think it's coming back though.
What? Because episode by episode, week to week.
Because the money is in the viewership tuning in. Because if you offer a show with no advertisement, you shorten yourself. Like, you can't get your sponsorship. So there's no money for the company in that. I mean, there's money, you tuning in, but they get their bread and butter from the advertisement. And then they can always, that's why you see they'll give you a subscription, and then they'll throw a plus or a pro on the subscription and upcharge it about $3-4 more to give you minus the advertisement.
On what? Hulu?
Yeah, I think Hulu does that, where you can get it for a decent price, but then if you don't want advertisement, you got to pay a higher rate.
Well, you know what?
Smart.
I think the Netflix format, it works. The problem is, or at least the problem that Amazon and Netflix have come out and open about is not necessarily that people are watching stuff too fast and they got to keep them fed. The problem is that people are signing up for a month, binge watching whatever it is they want to watch, and then they out of there. You see what I'm saying? They not like what's that Netflix big 80s joint? You know what I'm talking about, Stranger Things. So you know what I'm saying? Like, if Netflix only got 1 or 2 bangers, people are like, okay, let me do a quick 30-day trial on that, binge watch Stranger Things, and then I'm out. Or Game of Thrones, you know what I'm saying? People will wait till it's over. They get that one little subscription, or subscribe while it's on, but then once it's over, they out of there. That's what Netflix say is their problem. Although you do make a good point. I guess if Netflix does constantly give you everything all at once, then they got to come up with more and more shows, which could theoretically bring down the production value because they don't have as much money to spend.
Then they hemorrhaging out the ass because they got shows everywhere. They constantly putting stuff up there, and Netflix is still, I would say, is still top tier because they have a plethora of bangers. The problem is, it's not enough in a year to sustain you past what? Let's be generous and say 2-3 months.
I don't know if they got a plethora of bangers, to be honest with you. I feel like Netflix is 90% B quality and 1 or 2 A quality shows. Like, I can only think of a couple shows on Netflix that I am like eagerly anticipating. I know that's what it's called. You is coming on either this Sunday or next Sunday, something like that. And I'm highly anticipating that. But it's only a couple shows. Like, you got your Stranger Things, and everything else is all B-rated stuff that wouldn't have a home if it wasn't for Netflix. So that is good, but the vast majority is inexpensive B-rated stuff.
No, you can't do that. I mean, you could say that they don't have bangers in abundance. But I mean, a lot of the shit that you don't watch might still be considered a banger. Like Orange is the New Black. A lot of people feel like Orange is the New Black fell off, but it's kind of still a banger. It's kind of still a banger. So like Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things, Ozark. Ozark is a banger.
You got a good point. I was finna say that. I guess I was saying that. The percentage of stuff that they put out compared to the percentage of stuff that is actually worth watching or good or however you want to call it is way different than what you get from HBO, but maybe not.
Well,
maybe not. You're
right.
You got a good point. One of the big benefits of Netflix is that everybody's Netflix looks different. If I go to someone else's house, their Netflix homepage is not going to look like my Netflix homepage. And that's one of the great benefits. They got so much shit and they can target it. What I think is shit is somebody else's Breaking Bad, I guess, whatever.
Yeah. But
you know what I'm saying?
But that's why they hemorrhaging. Let's just use 100 because it's a nice round number. Let's say they got 100 shows.
Oh,
they
I
have
thought you was gonna talk about that terrible show. Okay.
Oh no, I don't watch that shit. No, it looks like a ABC show or something. They
WB bullshit.
Yeah, they let's just say they have 100 shows, and they have way more than 100 shows between series and movies and all that. But let's just say they have 100. The percentage of bangers out of 100 is maybe, I'm being generous by saying 5. I probably want to say 3. But the thing that keeps Netflix in the top tier is most networks don't exceed 2. Like Netflix has more bangers than any other television show or television network except for maybe HBO. Like
or
HBO, FX got
FX is pretty consistent.
Yeah, when you throw in the back
or
catalog, AMC, okay, yeah, AMC got bangers. When you throw in the back catalog, those are the ones that's competing with Netflix. But then Netflix, you can go see all they shit right there on display. HBO, you can do the same thing if you get an HBO membership. I guess most of them, if you get a membership with them,
discoverability.
Yeah,
discoverability is a big fucking problem with Netflix. That thing I was just talking about, where everybody's Netflix look different. That shit cuts both ways, because I mean, they show me what they think I like, you know, but I can't discover all the other stuff that's on Netflix that I might have been interested in. You know, Netflix is hemorrhaging money because they want to. Let's say that they did have to come from nothing to something. They're borrowing on purpose. They went into debt to create or buy a crap ton of shows on purpose because they know they had a lot of ground to make up. And as people like Disney and all these other places pull their shit out of Netflix, you know what I'm saying, to come up with their own shit, then now you know, they got to come up with more original content that they own that people can't pull away from them all of a sudden. But speaking of getting back to Disney, I'm kind of glad. Like, I'm so excited about. I'm not excited about monopolies. I don't like that. I don't like one company being able to control the narrative.
And they definitely monopoly
the narrative of our entire lives. Like, they should not be. I mean, that's dangerous as fuck, because the messages that the moral values that they put in to these movies, they literally define morals and what's right and wrong for entire generations. That shit's dangerous as fuck. But having said that, Joe, Netflix ain't do that good with the Marvel movies. And I'm kind of glad that Disney Plus is taking it with the Marvel TV shows, and I'm kind of glad that Disney Plus is taking that shit back, and it's finna get good.
Yeah, we'll see. I maybe I don't know how many people are with me. You know, like maybe this is like that Area 51 thing, but I'm one of them people that probably just be wanting to say fuck Disney. But Disney got everything I like, so I roll with them. I don't know that I'm like a Disney fan, but I'm a fan of Disney's content. So
yeah, and you know, now with them talking about tying in the TV shows more, rather than just saying that thing that happened in New York or with the aliens, they can now directly reference stuff. And then they've even said that now that like you kind of got to watch the shows now, because there's gonna be something, you know, parts of the story is gonna weave back and forth between the TV and the movies. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
You know what? I didn't find out some of the cons about Disney Plus, like other than day one with all of the streaming issues. One of the things that really bothered me was I don't think I found out until like a week out that out of the 23 films for Marvel, only 10 of them were going to be available on Disney Plus. And I assumed, okay,
Wait. So you say all the current MCU movies aren't on Disney Plus right now?
No. And from what I understand, they're not going to be.
Oh, wow.
Because of like film rights. Spider-Man ain't on there. If you go to the Marvel page on Disney Plus, under the series, they got Spider-Man cartoons up the ass, but the Spider-Man films are not on there, and that's because of the Sony thing.
It's technically Sony's. Wow.
And they probably never will be on there.
Wow. What else is missing?
I didn't write it down, but there's only like 10. You got like I don't even know if the first Captain America is on there. You got it's I don't know if it's the 2 Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel, Endgame. I want to say Infinity War was on there, but I don't remember seeing Infinity War. The first Avengers, Age of Ultron, the first Thor.
Dude, they got the second Thor.
I don't remember seeing that one.
Holy shit. What about the space guys with the raccoon that I thought was gonna be terrible, but ended up being amazing?
They got both Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Man, I'm losing count. You fucking me up. I'm fucking me up too. I can't remember. I don't think all 3 Iron Men were on there. I don't think all 3 Captain Americas were on there.
Is your Captain America on there?
Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
I believe it is. Civil War is on there.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Civil War is on there. I can't remember seeing Infinity War. I saw Endgame and Captain Marvel. Did I see Black Panther?
It makes no sense to have Endgame on there without Infinity War.
I'm saying, like, I like Infinity War better. Like, how the fuck?
No, I mean they're 2 parts to a. Gotta have both.
Absolutely. I was surprised to see all of the Star Wars films on there.
Nice. Oh yeah, and they in 4K. As a matter of fact, this is the only place. Disney Plus is the only place you can get them in 4K. They haven't even been released in 4K on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's the only place. Hold on, I got a call. Yeah, it's the only place you can get it. It's kind of fucking dope, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
All right. You want to talk about the Mandalorian?
Oh, yeah, little face.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. We got new transitions. Let me put this in here. Let me give this a try. See if this works. Let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Okay. Oh, ye of little faith.
I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit. Yeah. That's the first thing I text my friend today. I said, you know what? I did not want to see Star Wars without the Force. Look, I said it. I said it right from the beginning. Apparently, look, this is all the spoilers. If you guys haven't seen this shit, I'm telling you right now, skip ahead like some kind of minutes if you don't want to be spoiled, because we finna spoil this shit. I don't know. No help. Man, I don't know. Just search through or something, because we got
don't
to
go
talk
away.
About
just omit a part of this.
Just search for it or something. We got to talk about this because it's too big not to talk about it. You should have seen this shit by now. Look.
It's the first day. What do you mean they should have seen it by now? Motherfuckers work.
Look, this is too big. When I first seen this, like you just said, ye little first. When I just saw that this was coming out, I got all these. What's that movie? Oh man, all these bad Solo and what's the other one? I mean, Solo's the biggest.
Oh, Solo. I didn't see that. I didn't see Solo on there.
You ain't miss shit. It's just.
I've seen it.
It's just terrible as you think. Oh, you haven't seen it on
the Disney Plus.
And they could leave that shit out there. But look, when I first saw the Mandalorian trailers, the first thing I thought of is, why would I want to see Star Wars without Jedi or the Force? I mean, Star Wars is the Force. But, hey, look, you was right.
That was, I will say, like that's an original story. It doesn't stem from any of the books, but it was genuine book quality. That took me back to Star Wars Legends. And you know, I'm a fan of the books. So when I was watching it, I was like, yes. That's all I'm saying. This is Legends quality.
First thing I Googled, and apparently I wasn't the only one who Googled it, because it's, you know how when you Google something and it come right up. First thing I Googled was Yoda's, and it just finished it for me, species, because I wanted to know the name of Yoda. Apparently, it has never been divulged, but
neither has his planet
or his. Yep. So
Yoda was the only one that you ever saw.
Yoda, and then there was that other one in the cartoon, the clone. I think the clone. There was another one of his species. But there's 2 in canon from what I just read today. But when they had that baby Yoda species, oh my God! First of all, I was already digging it. Force or not, I was already digging it. It felt like exactly what it was, like a Western. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I
like that.
And I like that too. I was digging you know what, I'm gonna let you go first on what you was digging, but I was digging a bunch of shit. But when they dropped the Force back into there, mind fucking blown. Like, so many things popped into my head. Like, wait a minute.
Did they drop the Force in there?
See, that's what I'm saying. So many things.
Because that's not Yoda.
No, I know that's not Yoda. I said Yoda species. But see, it just him being there, 2 things lead me to this thing must be Force sensitive. 2 things lead me to that. Number 1, it was obvious that was some remnants of the Empire who gave our main character, the Mandalorian bounty hunter, the job. They were remnants of the Empire, you know, dirty stormtroopers and shit. Dude, obviously, and then the last thing he said, wants to bring back a sense of order. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he wants to get back to his old Empire days. That's what he was implying when he said it's nice to put things back the way they were or how they supposed to be.
I don't think that's what he meant.
I think so too. I do think it was, but what do you think he meant?
Well, he might have been saying that he was talking about I think he was talking about the medal.
He was, but it was a double one-time.
Yeah, he was talking about the medal that he paid the Mandalorian, and because I like the Star Wars lore, I know that the Mandalorian race, they kind of like Klingons. You know, they are like warlords or war fighters or whatever that's big on their thing, and I think the medal was from Mandalore.
It was,
and because Mandalore was
and it was from his particular tribe.
Yeah, and Mandalore was like fucked up. So I think they showed you some. They showed you some of the good qualities about how well thought out this whole universe is, because they're returning something that belonged to them, and they use that to make their armor. And most of the Mandalorians don't have like a complete armored suit initially. They just have a makeshift suit, and gradually as they start to gather remnants of their world, they start to upgrade their own shit. But then he gave a portion of it to the people for the kids growing up, and that was given to, you know, their whole legacy and stuff. And I was like, that's deep. That was
yeah. I totally agree with you, and that is one part of what he meant. But what he was saying, because he knew the thing was going to end up, he knew that the Mandalorian was going to end up bumping into the Yoda. It's like, kill the fucking Yoda. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, he works for the Empire. He looked like, he's dressed like, he used to be big shit top dog. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get things back to the way they was. So you know what? This guy wants to research, but as far as I'm concerned, if you just want to kill that fucking Yoda thing, we don't need no more of them in the universe.
Right.
Because we need to get this whole empire thing back in order. It's the fact that dude wants to study it. That also, considering the history and in the context of the universe, that implies that perhaps either this one is force sensitive, or maybe even their whole race is especially force sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
I would hate for that to be the case.
Yeah, but that
because
could
there's a lot
imply
of
that it's
species
just
that are force sensitive in Star Wars lore.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate for it to be the case because like we don't need another one. I just figured he wanted to study him because don't nobody know where the fuck they come from or where they at.
Perhaps, but I mean, it's Star Wars, man. They drop a Yoda bomb.
Yeah, that was, man. John Favreau and Dave Filoni, like everybody wanted to see another Yoda or at least somebody else in his species, but that was like perfect timing. Like the way they revealed that shit was perfect timing on the cliffhanger that end of that episode, and that shit just looked good.
Blown. Yes, the color graded. I'm look, stupid shit. I'm sitting here watching this show like, damn, this dude look blue as hell. Like blue to the fish face dude.
Oh, the fish dude, yeah.
Like the color grading was beautiful. The face, dude. You haven't seen C. Apple TV's, kickoff show, but I swear to you, I could see the CGI on C, and it was irritating.
That bad?
They said they spent so much money on this show, but it just, to me, it didn't look that good. So when I see this show, and dude, this is like, I got to tell you, man, this shit, I'm just going ahead and say it. This shit was better than Last Jedi.
Yes. Yep.
I feel like this is the first. When was the last time you got excited for a fucking Star Wars?
This is it. Like I'm for real. It's only the first episode, so Game of Thrones fans, let's not get carried away. They could fuck it up. This is only one episode, but it was a great fucking episode. I enjoyed this more than The Force Awakens too. I'm like, even seeing these trailers for The Rise of Skywalker, I just been waiting for The Mandalorian because I think it's totally possible. Like, the Star Wars universe is completely sustainable without the Force. So when you add the Force, it's kind of a no-brainer. You shouldn't be able to fuck that up.
Okay. Let me address that because I guess we have a difference of agreement, and this is what I think they're gonna do. It's like somebody I know who, for some fucking reason, just started watching Game of Thrones like a couple months ago, and the first like, how the fuck did you skip the life? Whatever. And then the first thing she says is, I don't know, it's kind of weird, and most importantly, where's the dragons? I want to see dragons. I said, God damn, just be patient, just chill out, right? Why am I saying this? I think that, Game of Thrones was like sprinkled a little magic in.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just slap us all in the face Harry Potter style, with fucking magic. They sprinkled magic here and there. It was just a touch of it. It was in the universe, but it wasn't huge. I would be okay if they do that in this show, and that would be fucking great. But I don't know. I don't know if I agree that when you see Star Wars, you don't see no Force. I don't know about all that.
I so the Jedi Fallen Order video game is supposed to be coming out soon, and I'm interested. I want to play it.
What kind of game is this?
It's I guess it's a one of them first person. Oh, not first person. I'm sorry. It's a third person, but it's like an RPG game or something.
Oh shit, that sounds dope. Cause I don't like them first person shooters.
No, it's not a first person. It's it's kind of like almost like the Force Unleashed.
Okay.
You're a Padawan who survived Order 66.
Okay.
And so now you've just been making your way in the universe, and something happens where I don't think they're gonna throw Darth Vader in there, but probably. I mean, he's there. You know, they're probably gonna throw him in there, but the Inquisitors are out there and they're hunting down any remaining Jedi or whatever. And this guy, I don't know what the story premise is, but this guy, you gotta do something. The Force is calling him to do something. And he runs into at least one Inquisitor that I know that hunts him through some of the story. So it looks hella interesting, and they got it where you can use different Force powers. You're not OP like Starkiller, but and you can use different tactics, and the enemies don't wait for you to finish beating up somebody, and they'll surround you and they'll try and hit you from behind, and you can use your Force powers up, like you run out of stamina. So it looks like it's gonna be real interesting. And so if I get the Mandalorian run into Force sensitive people, or even a remnant or something, then that's cool, because at this point should nobody be out there but Luke. Now if they bring Luke back like this, I'm here for that.
That's all the other questions. Like, okay, so why are they so interested in this thing? You know what I'm saying? And then and then when you think about that, the time, place of this show, the fact that there's a baby Yoda, the fact that there's Emperor Palpatine showing up for some reason in this next Star Wars that's coming out, and we don't know why or how, and the fact that Disney Plus, you know, at least on the MCU side, are going to actually use the TV shows to tie storylines together. I mean, we might have some answers in here. There's gonna be Force, man, and they might we might even get some more explanations out of this motherfucker about
Snoke.
Yes. Oh my.
I would imagine because this takes place after the Return of the Jedi and before the Force Awakens,
and
you can get Snoke in there, you can get Rey in there. The rise
of the what's they called now? These new guys. What's these new guys called?
Oh, the Knights of Ren.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wait. Knights of Ren, is that them?
Kylo's.
Yeah. That's what they call.
Yeah, the Knights of Ren.
I thought they would call like the First Order or something like that.
No, the Empire is the First Order.
Okay, the new Empire is the first.
The new Empire is the First Order, right?
We might find out what the fuck we might get all the answers we need, because now they got time to tell a damn story. Yeah. I just gotta say, I just want to say this. Look, I love the Clone Wars, right? Mm-hmm. But the cartoon, love it, amazing, love it. But I got to say, one of the reasons why I wasn't that excited for this is all the Mandalorian episodes from the Clone Wars were the most fucking... I just couldn't wait till they got back to Anakin. Like, they were the most boring as shit to me.
Yeah, they didn't depict them. And that's funny because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau worked on that. That was their shit. And it felt so good to see some of the aliens that I've been seeing in Star Wars, like in the background or in the Rebels TV series of the Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. It felt good to see them fleshed out in live action. I was like, I know, I remember that species. And I was like, oh, this shit is finna be lit. Like I was, yeah, I was thoroughly pleased with that shit. And
speaking of species,
what's up?
My fault is I don't mean to cut you off, man, but it just popped into my head. Jabba Hutt's pets getting roasted on the open fire.
Oh, getting roasted. Yeah, that was kind of fucked up. I mean, he was just like saying, like, oh, that shit was funny. And my man's was like, I have spoken. That is my shit now. He's like, look, nigga, I'm not repeating myself. I have spoken. I ain't telling you again. That was my shit. He was shutting that nigga down. He was like, I have spoken.
It felt like a space western, which is what the original Star Wars was. Yeah. Space, samurai, western wizard, ninja. I don't know, but whatever. Shit felt like a space western, and it was off the chain. What else? It was so much. What else do you remember? It was so much that was to get excited about
in that show.
Yes, in this first episode,
the aliens, the
robot,
alien lifestyle, the robot, the kid, the assassin droid. He was going ham.
As fuck. I wanted him to survive. I thought they was gonna team up or something.
And the homepage has one of those UFC women fighters is supposed to be in this series, and I think she's a bounty hunter or maybe from Mandalore. I don't know. No, probably not from Mandalore because they are big on wearing them helmets, and she don't have one. But she's supposed to be in the show, and they got the Mandalorian, her to one side, and the robot to the other side. So I don't know if the robot is done.
Well, maybe they could bring. I mean, it is a robot. Maybe they could just bring him back and reprogram him or some shit.
It is a droid, and I gotta say, like they always give you a droid in every iteration of Star Wars, and
that's true.
The droid generally is one of the more favored characters.
That's true.
Right off the bat. And I was rolling with the droid when he came in, and he just started blasting everybody, and the way he spinned around and stuff. That felt good because I've seen that on the animated show where they spin like that and start shooting, but it just seeing in live action, I was like, thank you.
You make a good point. You're right. Just to repeat what you just said. That same thing has occurred on the cartoon, but live action, it just is so much better. I don't know what it is. So much. That shit hit hard as fuck. Yeah. Man, to see him just shooting them motherfuckers up, that shit was funny as hell.
The ship was cold, the planets, and I ain't gonna even front. When they was flying into the planets and they didn't give you the little tag to tell you what the planet was, I was cool with that. Because the movies have started getting to that. Like, the old movies never told you what planet you was going to. I mean, they spoke about it once you was there, or it's like, yeah, back on Dagobah or something. But they didn't give you a tagline saying what planet you was coming in on. And I noticed that they didn't do that when they was coming in on this. Oh, a con. When the show first starts, after the Lucasfilm tagline, that little flash of all of the characters. I ain't like that shit. Take that out. Like, I ain't like that. When they put Darth Vader and C3, they looked. That was the worst looking thing of the whole show, because it looked like a computer rendering of Darth Vader and a computer rendering of all of those characters, and I just didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Okay. Didn't bother me. Thought it looked cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... If it ain't broke, man. I mean, they went back... They harked back to so many things about the original Star Wars that we loved in this episode. To throw that new thing in there, they ain't need that. I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know why. It didn't kill it for me. I just was like, we didn't need that.
I feel you. But yeah, Joe, it's been a minute since I done had like goosebumps. I literally watched. Was it an hour? It felt like 30 minutes. It went by so quick. I mean, that's how good it was to me.
Yeah,
I literally watched it twice back to back.
Yeah, I watched it twice. It was funny when you text me the little image of the Mandalorian. I was like, this motherfucker. Right, this motherfucker. Now he geeked. I was like, what's man?
They had me when they cut dude in half. I'm like, oh, that's what we watching.
Oh my god!
That's what kind of show this is.
I've always wanted to see what happened if them fast ass doors caught somebody. All them fast ass doors be like whoosh. I'm like, it moved a little slower than but
it was cutting his ass in half.
It got somebody. I was like, yes.
I'm like, oh, this what type of show this is? Okay, he had me right there now. Yeah. I'm gonna need somebody to shoot at something other than his shoulder, where he just happened to have his armor and shit.
Yeah, I know.
He keep getting popped in the shoulder. That's just little complaints.
But everything just looks so fucking good, man. Yeah. The fucking aliens, the wildlife, the alien species, the planets, the different atmospheres look so rich. The ship. The ship looked cold.
Oh, I thought this nigga going Pokemon catching on bounties and shit. How he had the deck of what carbonite characters.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it's like, and people a lot are saying, ain't no expression on his face. I don't know, even behind that mask. When he said, "Oh, I just got to go to the bathroom," right? And then they cut to the Mandalorian, and they cut to his mask. Like, yeah, all right, for the fucking world, right? You just knew. I don't know. This shit, that blue ass fish dude was funny as hell.
Yeah, he was. I think it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet because, like, I don't even really know where this show is going, and I kind of want to at least know where it's going. But hey, the way they told that story, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. So I'm along for the ride.
Hell yeah, great fucking start. Let's see where it goes. All right, shit, I think we done geeked out about that long enough.
Yeah,
because I could go for another hour on that, but we gotta
and
do some.
We won't really say shit because we don't know shit.
And that's the thing, but we gotta do some moving on. So let's get into Watchmen.
Oh man, look,
HBO
is killing it.
Ain't they?
I forgive them for Game of Thrones now.
Look, man. Look. Okay. So. Okay. We never talked about Watchmen during our hiatus. It's so many things we ain't taking no more hiatus because there's too much going on in the world. But here's the thing. I want to ask you this before we gush over how dope this show is. When Watchmen first came out, because of the black in me, I had to tell everybody to watch this shit.
Yes.
I'm like, they have never, ever, as far as I could tell or remember, put Black Wall Street and what happened there on cinema. Now, I know they had a couple things. I went and had to research it to see if that was in the fake, but nothing big. So when I saw that, and then I saw my other wife, Regina King. It's mine, I called it. When I saw my other wife, Regina King, kicking white supremacists' ass, I told every fucking brother and sister, I knew you got to watch this for the culture.
Yeah. I'm sure she signed up for it for the culture. Like, I get to do what? Yeah.
But my question to you is, that means, if you think about that, that means I may have recommended this show to a certain group of people that may not be into out there type shows, like comic booky is way out there. You got Squid raining from the sky, and just all kind of crazy shit. So now that we have gotten 4 episodes in, we can go back and talk about how great this is. But my question is for you: is do you think that some of the people that you might have recommended this to would have been down for the first episode, but think it got weird and dropped out?
I think that there definitely would have been some people to drop out just because it was like way weird.
Way weird.
But I don't know, man. The dopeness in the show was kind of reason enough to stick around and see what comes of this. Like, forget the fact that I forget that this was a DC property. I was like, oh, y'all do got good content, because a lot of hardcore fans. A lot of hardcore fans be like, DC got better stories than Marvel, and I'm like, prove it. I ain't never really read no DC books. I ain't never read no Watchmen books, and it's funny. I think the best way for me to justify sticking around for this would be to recommend watch the movie, the Watchmen movie, because
did you go back and watch it?
I haven't gone back and watched it yet. I've seen it a few times. I actually like the Watchmen movie, but the funny thing is the Watchmen movie was not canon to the book.
But no. Wait. Honestly, apparently, and I went back and researched this and watched the movie. Apparently, they only made very small changes to the book. Like, they just took the squids out because they thought that the squids would be a little bit much for people to grasp, so they replaced it with like a nuclear bomb. But other than that, it was pretty faithful.
Oh, so that was supposed to be the same incident. It was just
so basically, he, you know, the doctor, whatever his name is, the smart guy, he just came to the conclusion that the only way to get, and this is a very true and Machiavellian thing, that the only way to unite a bunch of people behind you is to give them a common enemy. And so in the books, they you know, made up a squid from another dimension, but in this one they just say nuclear bomb. Either way, they blamed it on Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? So
well, okay, I wasn't aware of that. I just knew that the film wasn't canon to the book, and this show is canon to the book. So
but your recommendation stands. It's a good recommendation. Like watching the movie, because I gotta say, I watched it after episode 2, and it really filled in a lot of history for me.
Yeah, it fills in the blanks because it tells you the Minutemen, and you find out like you will be less lost if you watch the movie and then watch this. But it's difficult because the demographic of people who you would be speaking about, I would be telling them, watch this movie and the show will make more sense to you. However, ignore this movie because it's not directly tied into the story.
It is, though. It's mostly, like, literally they only made a couple changes because you got to remember when it came out, you know, people just weren't ready for squids.
I don't know that like that's still the weirdest thing. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like it's doing so many things right that I'm able to overlook the squid thing, like, because that's fucking weird. It's raining squids, like, why? But okay.
All right, so why? Because at this point, Rorschach's diary has been published. He's at the end of the movie, or at the end of the comic, it was Rorschach's diary where he tells everything, that it was really, you know, the smartest guy in the world who did the shit, and not some attack from an alternate universe, or not some attack from Dr. Manhattan. It was all a setup, and it was all fake. But the governments, Russia and the US specifically, are keeping up the lie so that so they don't have to go to war. And they're keeping up the lie by periodically raining down squid on people.
Oh, so the government's doing that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're doing it to keep up because basically, you know, at this time period, what was it, 40, 50 years ago, there was New York got taken out by a giant squid monster / nuclear bomb. And that allowed the governments of the world to say, hey, let's stop beefing and let's focus on these motherfuckers. And it brought peace to the world, which is why Manhattan rolled with it at the end of the last story. He was like, okay. And that's why he ended up killing Rorschach, because even though Rorschach was a friend of his, he looked at the bigger picture. Rorschach said, I can't back down to shit. I got to tell the truth. You got me fucked up. And Manhattan said, okay, I guess I got to kill you. He paused for a second, which is not like him, because he had got to the point where he had very little feelings, like Vulcan-like. So he did feel, but in the end, he chose to kill Rorschach to try to prevent him from telling the world the truth and allowing the world to be at peace, because they were right on the brink of a nuclear war between the U.S. and Russia. And now, at this point in the show, U.S. and Russia are just sending little reminders that another giant squid can attack at any moment, and peace has remained.
Okay, shit, you just schooled me. Hey, some of the shit I couldn't really remember, but that was I think it's that whole Rorschach mask being used for the white supremacists. I think that was kind of genius, because like Rorschach's character, that's not Rorschach's character. From what I understood, he wasn't a white supremacist. But the way that white supremacists tend to take facts and twist them and manipulate it, I thought that was, I was like, okay, that was a wise move as far as like continuity. I mean, you know, just telling the story, because it's believable in that aspect. It looks like a real thing. The cops being in masks was extreme, but I get it. Okay. They put a face on it, and cops beating the shit out of white supremacists fucking feels good. It feels good to see that shit.
So, and to touch on the point you just made, so now by this point in the story, you know, back in the day, vigilanteism was a thing, and then it got stomped out, and yet they replaced that with the people with masks. So that's also kind of genius, you know what I'm saying?
With the cops with masks?
Well, because they got rid of vigilanteism,
right?
But it's a Watchmen show, so they need somebody to wear fucking masks. They need somebody to wear superheroes. So to replace the vigilantes, because that's the thing. The Watchmen, the whole theme with Watchmen was always a counterculture to the superhero thing. It was supposed to be more. It was part of it was to show how ridiculous it would be for people to be walking around in costumes. It's, you know what I'm saying, or what it would be like in real life. And so they wanted to ground it in realism, but they knew that they had kind of banned vigilantes a little bit. Especially the government would do that, considering they know what this motherfucker did. I mean, they might be happy for the peace that he brought around, but this motherfucker got so powerful, he got hold of a nuclear weapon. Now we got to cut them vigilanteism out. So they get rid of that for this story, but they still kept the superheroes. They just called them police. The grounding masked heroes in reality is kind of a dope idea.
Yeah, it is. And at some point, you know, the cops who are running around in costumes are gonna become like outlaws.
So that is what, you know, that's what I think is kind of happening, because okay. So what you just said, oh, it feels so good to see these cops beating the shit out of white supremacists. Oh, and I hate
Because
to
don't
fucking
feel like
say this.
it don't feel like they do that in real life.
But I hate to fucking say this, but these, man, I hate to say this, but these cops are technically violating the rights of a lot of these people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hate to defend them,
but these people are terrorists.
So, okay, you got this trailer park, and they quote unquote identify people they think that might, and every time there's a problem, they go grab a bunch of people. Hey, baby, hold on. I'm recording. I'm pausing this. The baby just came in. Let me close the door real quick.
You got to flash the Urban Geek logo like we transition to another story across. Just be like, okay, we didn't go nowhere.
No. I'm finna stop this recording. Hold on. I'm finna stop it and start again. Okay, we back. Now, so what I was saying was, these guys' rights are being violated. Yeah. A lot of these people. There is two sides to every story, and one of the thing, and Watchmen usually tells, like, I don't know. I feel like they may be telling. I don't know. I feel like they may be telling a cautionary tale. Like sometimes you can go too far. Just to sum it up real quick, and not be long-winded. There's got to be something. There's got to be some consequence to the fact that these guys are going into a trailer home, dragging people out forcefully, and dragging them into jail, and interrogating them to see if they're white supremacists. And
yeah,
what you think?
I mean, David Lindelof or whatever dude's name is, I feel like he worked on Game of Thrones. And he's the guy who's, I think, like the showrunner maybe for this Watchmen show or whatever. And good job. He's, I mean, nothing personal. He's white. So it's not what I would expect coming from a Caucasian male unless he's against racial injustice, because this show feels very black. Everything that you see these cops doing, I ain't saying it's right, but I'm not in awe, because police in this world do that. They just don't do it to people who are that color in the show. Everything they're doing in this show is what real cops do to black people. And running in the house and yeah.
That's kind of one of the points I'm trying to make, although I might not have it as fleshed out as I want to make it, but thank you, because yeah, I mean, a lot of things are table turned. Actually, if you think about it, if you look at it, a lot of the quote unquote problems in our society are turned on their head in this show. Many examples. Number one, let's not lie. There's no reason for it to look weird logically. There's logically no reason for this to look weird. But I would be a liar if I didn't say it kind of caught me off guard that a black person had adopted white kids.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? When I saw it, I was like, that's ironic.
Yes.
The impoverished people in their society being white and the people of wealth being black. That's ironic.
And now that and yeah, that's another example, although that is exactly what Black Wall Street was and why the riot occurred.
Right.
Because the white people were poor and the black people were doing so well and they were jealous. But what you just said, that is also our current life, our real life being turned on its head. Even a lot of stuff that, we discuss men and women's roles. The guy is very docile.
Yeah.
The guy is
ironic.
exceedingly docile, and he is literally playing the role. He's an assumedly straight male who is playing the role, who has a certain look to him that looks like he wouldn't be acting this way, but he is playing the role of the docile house husband, even to the point where they got him liking things that would normally be things women like he would be the one who wanted to go to the opera. Or even when the guy was singing, this man was doing stuff like holding his hand on his chest in a real feminine, or what is usually seen as feminine type way. You know what I'm saying? He was making feminine hand gestures and shit like that. So it's like they're turning a lot of things that are trigger points to a lot of different groups and turning them on their head in this show. Hell, I haven't even figured out if that little kid is a boy or girl.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm dead serious.
Topher,
I'm not being
right?
funny. I'm not being. I don't know his. If I know his name, that would probably answer the question.
It fucked my head up, because when I saw it, I was just like, initially, I think I watched it like 3 times, and when it wasn't until this last time where I watched it, I realized that that's her dead partner's child.
Right.
And I was like, so black folks just adopting white kids. Are y'all stunting now because y'all got money?
Because the black people are the ones with money. And then here's the thing.
I ain't catch that at first, that was just our partners.
Because it was something that was just said. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? It was something that was said. They didn't put a lot into it, highlighting it. It was in dialogue. But one thing I noticed is the kid, like, how do I put this? One of the reasons why I would have assumed that it was a girl is based on some of the things that they're trying to flip on, make us aware of as an audience. To be specific, and I'm not referring to his long hair. What I'm actually referring to is, who did he attack in the first scene that this child was in?
Little fat white kid.
Was it a guy or
a boy?
A boy,
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess I have no.
No, it definitely was a boy. It was a boy.
Okay. Well, they're still flipping a lot of they're taking all the current political debates and just totally flipping them on their head, and I find that really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's not what I would expect from a director or showrunner who is white, but I mean, I'm not trying to draw conspiracy theories here, or even say that he's exploiting or trying to capitalize on something. But I mean, everybody's capitalizing on the political climate nowadays. And I mean,
did this person write it? The person is he the writer or just the director?
David Lindelof is, or whatever. Yeah, I might be saying his name wrong. I'm gonna look him up, but I think I want to say he's the showrunner. Cause
a lot of the blackest shows in Atlanta were directed by a white person, and some of the other ones were directed by an Asian person. Shit, Django was written and directed by a white person.
This is true. This is absolutely true. I just wasn't. I mean, yeah, it fucked me up because I wasn't expecting. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting him to. I don't really know him like that, so I guess maybe Damon Lindelof. He's the creator.
Ah, got it.
So he's not necessarily the director. But what the fuck does he work on? Is this? Wait a minute. No. He worked on Lost.
Yeah,
he worked on Lost. He's one of J.J. Abrams' homies. That's where I know him from. He worked on Lost. He worked on The Leftovers for what was the HBO. He was a producer for the first Star Trek, well, the remake of Star Trek, Tomorrowland, Watchmen, Phineas and Ferb, and
oh, nice, love that show.
Some other shit, World War Z, Star Trek in Darkness. Yeah, he's been kind of hand in hand with J.J. Abrams.
Nice. Okay. So let me ask you this: what are some because we got to sum up like 4 episodes. What are your favorite moments
in Watchmen?
Yes, sir.
My favorite moments.
Wow, standout moments.
Shit.
Let me help you. The opening, obviously. We just talked about this.
Tulsa. Yeah, absolutely.
Tulsa, that Tulsa opening and that little boy. I want to know who the little girl was that he picked up.
The opening to the second one too, with the Germans dropping the notes to the black troops.
Yes.
Because I know that was a real thing that happened.
Actually happened, yeah.
And yeah, it's
a strong argument, actually. I mean, let's be real. I mean, no one defected, and real life Germany right now, they're pretty fucking racist and don't like black people. There's some areas in fucking Germany right now today that is dangerous for a black man to go to. But so, and
it wasn't what they said it was back then either. They was just trying to,
it was a good fucking argument though.
It was a good fucking argument. Yeah. Fucking when he set fire to the clone or the whatever it was.
Oh yeah. I told you they was robots. I mean, they were robots. They were clones, but I knew that they were. I knew that they were not like normal people.
He fished them out of a pond. Like this shit is way weird.
That's what I mean. That's what I said. Like I put a bunch of people on this show because it's black as fuck, but there's a lot of people. There's a big group of people that when they see him taking little human fish babies out of the water and throw in the bag, or when he put on that little too small for his face mask, they're gonna be like, this shit is dumb, and they're gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My sister definitely being one of them. I no longer recommend this show for her because she gonna think. I know she gonna. But what else you like? What else was a wild moment?
Damn, I don't know her name. The Silk Spectre Jr.
Ain't she good? Dialogue off the chain.
That's a tough cookie. That's a tough cookie. She yeah. Just I don't know. Her just opening fire on everybody. It's just like funny. Like she killed Batman. And he was like, "Oh, was that the Revenger?" She was like, "Nah, I killed him last week." Like, oh, so you just taking shots at Batman? They took shots at Batman because they had this guy look like Batman, and then they took shots at the Avengers because she just mentioned it in reference. So it's like that's interesting. Yeah.
What about Luke? I feel like that was dude. That guy who's in love with her. Lube guy. Let me slide into the It tunnel real quick.
Oh, that was fucking weird. Like what? I was super lost when that happened. That was, yeah.
I feel like that she told him to keep an eye to watch her and see what she's doing in all the time. I feel like that's the skinny Luke. That's the skinny guy who had sex with Silk Spectre.
That shit was super creepy. He just oiled himself down and slid into the fucking drain. Like, okay, wow. No,
Not weird at all.
the my current biggest wow moment is the whatever it is, the UFO hitting the ground after old girl bought that land.
Oh yeah.
Because
first of all, her negotiation skills are on point. Although it seemed to be for dramatic effect, because if you knew the exact moment when this thing was gonna land, why did you take so fucking long to make this deal? But anyway, her negotiation skills are off the chain. That shit was very tense, and I too would have took my child and my what she say, 4 million or 5 million, and got the fuck out of that. I would have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 5 million might have did it, but yeah, and the baby. Like, I'm like, you ain't even giving nobody no chance to be sure that this is their baby. They just like, it looks like you. 5 million. But I mean, yeah, that was kind of, that really made me say, okay, what we doing with time travel here? Because how would she know that thing was coming? She knew that thing was coming.
So, yeah, I have nothing. I mean, she could have, I don't know. There's been a couple moments where I thought that there was time travel occurring. Like the guy, I think I said this in our last show. I don't know. Whatever. I ain't even gonna touch on this. You're right. It's interesting. I like to see what happens.
Yeah.
Any more wild moments for Watchmen?
No, I don't think so.
Let me ask you this. Is Watchmen an ongoing series, or is it just a limited series, like one season and it's done?
No, it's I want to say it's an ongoing series.
Because I don't know why I thought I saw somewhere that it was only a limit, and that would be very disappointing for me.
That would be disappointing.
Although a limited series run, I mean, if it's good,
yeah. I've said before, I'm here for limited series because limited series seem to be giving us some better content than the television series. But
that's because I said this before, these fucking television series, if the story is always better when you write it from beginning to end, no matter how many seasons, just write it from beginning to end, whether it's 3 like the best cartoon ever made, or which is what am I trying to say, Avatar, whether it's 3 series like that, just write it from. The problem always comes when they get a great first season because they wrote it from beginning to end, but then they just start making up shit. Power. You know what I'm saying?
Good segue. You want to kill it? I mean, we
go touch into that.
Streak, so
we go touch into that in 1 second. So the show is always fucking better when you write it from beginning to end, whether it's one series, a limited series, or whether it's something long like Breaking Bad. They knew where they changed some things up and added some things, but they knew the overall arc of the entire story and all the points that they had to hit. When nobody randomly dating somebody else because they didn't know what else to do with them, or no bullshit like that. And 1 second, put our new transition in here. Yes, let's segue into Power. This shit's garbage.
This shit is garbage. I can't believe that this many people actually like this shit.
I did a straw poll, a little unscientific poll, just to see if everybody's stupid or maybe I'm being too critical. Honestly, a lot of people agree that this show is garbage. Most people aren't that stupid. But there are a lot of people.
Yeah.
That just seem to think this show is the fucking bee's Tits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why do you think this show is stupid?
Why do I think it's stupid?
What's stupid about
it? It'd be easier to say what ain't. And that sounds cliche, but it literally would be easier to say what ain't. First off, why is Tariq mad?
Oh, Jesus. And I had a whole argument with my sister about this shit.
This is literally not the worst dad in history. I know he's a drug dealer. There have been a lot of drug dealing dads. Hey, let's not kill the black guy when Walter White was running his ass around and my man's in Ozark is running around. Like, okay, there have been plenty of dads who are drug dealers or whatever. Like, I get that. What has he done that's
There's
bad?
plenty of dads. Now, my sister says that he left their family to go live with another woman. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, that ain't got shit to do with the drug dealing.
I get it. But here's my thing. Okay, he's mad. His dad cheated on his mom, broke up his family. Right. Why the fuck, mad or not, were they okay when Tommy said, hey, I'm coming to kill your dad, husband? Totally unrealistic for them to be like, I see where you're going there. I'm okay with it.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense.
They've been okay with killing Ghost for like 2 seasons now.
Nobody is who they were in the first 3 seasons. First of all, this motherfucker, let's start with Ghost. Let's start at the top. No, they're not. Season 1, okay, let's back it up. What made this show great was the great writing, the realistic writing. Who the fuck is this guy who gets away with everything, who plays 3D chess with every fucking body, 6 steps and 2 dimensions ahead of every fucking body, and now all of a sudden he thinks that it's a good decision for his son to turn himself in? This nigga will never confess to shit. And he thinks that's not Ghost. That's not I don't know who that is. That's not Ghost. Ghost gets away with the shit. Ghost figures out a way to get away with the shit. Ghost doesn't fucking turn himself in or turn his kids in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I want to play. Hold on. I want to play this game. I want to play devil's advocate because I'm going on record to say I hate this shit. But let me take up for power. Ghost is now Kanan.
Kanan wouldn't have turned himself in. I'm gonna need you to explain that.
Kanan killed his son. Ghost pretty much said, "Fuck his son."
Okay.
Different weapon, different means to an end, but he's just kind of discarded his child.
First of all, having your son in jail is just, the nigga done did so much shit. Like, he done did so much shit, so much dirt. It's a liability to have his son in any kind of system. You know what I'm saying? Even for the fact that they could like try to get his son to come to talk about some of the things his dad has done. It's just a liability. It's not a smart move. It's not a Ghost move. I don't know how else to say it. It's not fucking Ghost. It's not. Ghost wins. He wins against all odds. He won before you even realized he won. Cause he playing fucking 3D chess with your ass. You know what I'm saying? This new Ghost? Maybe you should just go ahead and turn yourself in. Oh, because when you do something bad, you got to deal with the consequences. Nigga, what? How many people you done kill?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the pilot he killed, motherfuckers.
What the fuck kind of you sell drugs? You gonna tell about that? It honestly, the argument don't even fuck the fact that it feel like he giving up and taking the weak way out. That don't. The argument isn't even logical. Like all the fucking dirt you have done, and you are trying to convince this 18-year-old now man that he should turn himself in because when you do bad things, you gotta face the consequences. How the fuck you tell somebody that with a straight face who know who you is?
Because you're good enough to get away with the shit, and this little motherfucker won't listen to or do what you want him to do for shit. He want to go his own way, and he want to follow what his mommy's saying. And Ghost is tired of fucking trying to hold his hand. He's like, okay, you wasn't smart enough to get away with it. You got caught. So now deal with the consequences. You better than Ghost. Get out of it. Play chess.
I can see what you're saying, but I just feel like if anybody in that family goes down for anything, it is a huge fucking liability.
I wouldn't have went to jail for him either, though. Like how he came to Ghost like, you gonna take the fall for me? Fuck you, cause you said fuck me for like 5 seasons now. You done said fuck me, and you wanted to go along with your mom. Let your mom take the fall for it. You ain't listening to me for shit. So why the hell I'm gonna go? You go kill people and sell drugs, get caught, cause you stupid. I got away with it, and now your free pass is just me go to jail for you? Nah, bruh. You gonna eat that charge.
But here's the thing. It's like I keep saying this. The real Ghost, season 1, season 2 Ghost, nobody would have went to jail. That nigga would have had Lorenz Tate in jail for the murder. He'd have found a way to frame his ass for the shit.
I need to, you know what, for shits and giggles, I kind of want to go back and watch season 1. Because I don't really remember when
the taste has been kind of spoiled, right?
I don't really remember when it was like, I know it was good in season 1, but I don't remember what that felt like.
The writing is so fucking off on this show right now. Let's go to Tasha. Let's go. What's your problem with Tasha?
We ain't doing that. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
Tasha's a beautiful woman.
You forgot black. You got. Tasha's a beautiful black woman. You got to say that. Yeah, now let me go in on her ass then. Fuck it.
She shot her homie. The fuck? Like, damn, that squad. Who was running, not snitching.
That's what I'm trying to say. This isn't fucking Tasha. She shot her fucking homie. She shot her homie's girl. She's okay with Ghost getting fucking killed. She's okay with snitching on Ghost. Now, I had this argument with somebody recently and they said, well, Ghost snitch first. No, if you go back, she was okay with snitching on Ghost so that she could get fucking, or killing Ghost so that she can get insurance money. Like,
yeah, I can't play devil's advocate. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm gonna try. But hold on. How she got a problem? She shoot her girl for snitching. She turned around and snitch.
Right.
And she knew where the body was. Like, she been looking for this dude for like a whole season.
Right.
How she just guessed where the body was at? Like, I'm sure if you go to this place, this location, you'll find him in the trunk.
Was that a fucking airport? Was that a fucking airport?
An airport garage, parking garage.
Airport garage. So wait a minute. So wait a minute. So what kind of car is this with the airtight fucking trunk where bodies can decompose in it in an airport in the largest city in the world? So therefore, probably one of the biggest airports in the whole fucking world, and no one smells a decomposing body because it's in the trunk of this fucking amazing car.
It's provocative.
That shit don't make no fucking sense. And that right there that sums it all up. Lazy fucking writing. Lazy fucking writing. And then again, what ghost is this? What ghost is this that would leave a fucking dead body to decompose in a fucking garage of the biggest airport in the world? So that wait. This car didn't get towed? Booty?
Car didn't get towed.
Nothing?
He ain't paying nobody for parking. Ain't nobody smelled that shit. I go here. I don't even remember Ghost choking him out until the recap showed it. And I was like, where was I at for this? But I mean, I kind of checked out a while ago. So
lazy fucking writing. Fucking worst. Dude, so much shit don't make no sense. That shootout. Wait. Tommy being able to show up at political functions, like black tie political functions. Tommy can just walk up and see ghosts. What was that on the news? What was that thing? How was Tommy able to get into that?
He was I don't know, man. These cats is going across town so they can walk in the spot, look at each other, right, and then walk back out. Just give them the nod, like, "Yeah, I see you," and then walk back out. Like,
speaking of, I see you. I know you want to complain about. I know you want to complain about these guys. Go ahead, come on, man. When they got arrested, go ahead. I know you want to complain about that. I know you want to complain about this fucking invisible to most people ass motherfucker. Go ahead.
We all as a black man in America, I have issues with the law enforcement. But how the fuck you got this guy shows up to the stash spot, warehouse, all these police around, the whole squad out on the car.
You say at least 20 officers at least, at the very least.
Whole squad see you not even ducking, just standing behind some pallets and shit. Like, what, 50, 60 feet away? Don't none of the cops see it.
Let me ask you this. What you do if I do like this? If you were sitting right here, right next to me, or let's say, just for sake of argument, you were cuffing me and motioning me to sit in the car, and then suddenly I turn my head to the right. What is your natural fucking instinct?
If I'm a cop and I'm cuffing you and you turn your head to the right, in this world, I'd probably hit you in the back of your head. But if I'm a cop and I'm cuffing you and you turn your head to the right, then your homie turns his head to the right, I'm gonna turn my head to the right. Like, both of y'all looking over there.
Oh my God.
We at the drug spot. We trying to apprehend suspects.
This is so fucking stupid.
None of the cops is looking. And they was talking about it.
And
is that motherfucker right there? What? And he's standing. Oh, fuck.
Like, speaking of shootout, and then they keep jumping around in these weird. It's confusing actually. Like, 1 second they having this fucking shootout, Tommy and Ghost. You know what I'm saying? And Tommy admits that he knows the Ghost didn't kill. So I don't even know why he's still mad. Why he still wants to kill Ghost. If he knows he didn't kill his fucking girl, what the fuck you still want to kill him for then? You know what I'm saying? But they just get in a shootout. It's like, okay, this was the weirdest cut sequence. They get in this fucking shootout. Tommy disappears. Ghost is looking for him. Ghost finds a dead body. You hear sirens in the background, like the police are closing in because of the gunshots. And then they cut the scene, don't follow up on any of that, and Ghost is yet again, is he in this fucking bar pouring a jam drink again?
Pouring a drink. Ain't no fucking bartenders in there.
Always in this fucking, like, just cool and perfect. Like, Joe, you just had this fucking shootout. How did you get away from those cops that we heard that was pulling up? You know what I'm saying? What happened to Tommy?
Only ever show him evading the police when he get caught. When he got caught by Lorenz Tate's cops, only time they really show him evading the police. He just walk off camera, and you just assume that he got magic, like he's the lube guy, and he get away like that. That shit is. I'm like, that's lazy writing. You ain't gonna even show just how this dude in a suit with some dress shoes on. Like, how you gonna in some dress shoes, my G? You ain't in gym shoes, and you show up cleaner than that thing,
right?
In the bar, like, no, nah. Just and when the fuck did everybody figure out Ghost ain't responsible for none of that shit they mad about? Like, it just, all these people just popped up in this episode knowing that Ghost ain't responsible for that shit they mad about.
And yet it's still beef. And okay. And right. Okay, more lazy writing. Here's what I hate it when shows do this. Like, it's like the Batman belt. They just happen to pull some shit out of his fucking belt that just happens to solve this problem. Like, this goddamn child's project building, whatever, has been a problem for like 4 fucking seasons. Then now all of a sudden, let's just pull this random ass building out of the fucking woodworks. And this random ass fucking uncle. And this random ass fucking uncle. What shit you could have did this shit 3 fucking seasons ago? Why the fuck? Where did he come from? Let's just give him a random uncle for no good reason.
I mean,
and this random whole other building that he can go and buy. What the fuck?
Actually, let's go here, my G. If you're getting ready to run for political office,
don't even get me started on that.
And
unrealistic as
Houseway. If you finna run for political office, and you're gonna take a little hole in the wall mom and pop bar and turn it into a Queen's Child project, why not do that with Truth? Much bigger, much better establishment. Why not just turn Truth into that? Like, that would be the truth. Like, why would you need to get this little lounge and you got a club? You going for political office? Yeah, sure, you might need a kickback or a mixer or some kind of whatever, but that would make the biggest statement, right?
That's a good point.
Turn your life around type of shit. But if you're gonna put it in an establishment that serves alcohol, you done have this big ass building.
Bring that shit up.
Ain't nobody doing shit in Truth, no way, but getting robbed.
And not drinking. If you gonna bring that shit up, let's talk about how the fuck somebody who got charged with a murder and constantly getting charged with murder, constantly being a suspect for drugs, constantly this, constantly that. Why?
You ain't talking about my G Andre, is you?
Which Democratic Party is okay with letting this guy run for to be on the ticket, run for political office?
Oh no, that one I don't see no lazy writing in that one. That's an American.
I'm talking about Ghost. Yeah, but how many people, dude? Okay, I couldn't even get to Canada a few years ago because the person that I was traveling with, the girl I was traveling to Canada with, not convicted of something, just simply charged with something. Can't go to the whole fucking country of Canada. Even if he has never been convicted of crimes, I don't. Most politicians are claim. I would love for someone to point out the politician that is supported by the. I ain't saying running an independent. That is supported by either the Democratic or the Republican Party that has been charged with murder, drug dealing, racketeering, whatever else he's been charged with. Who's even stepped foot in the jail? Show me this guy. Because normally, as soon as you get charged with something, even if it doesn't stick, the party drops you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It's not realistic.
Nah, fuck that. I want to know what kind of charges they bringing up Andre Coleman on. Because my man is in police custody like every episode, and he's out like every episode. This nigga in jail, and then he out. He got an ankle monitor, and then he free. He get locked up in the safe house, and then he out. Like,
you damn. I ain't never seen ankle monitors get put on people that in that way. I never detectives just walking
just
around
pulling
with
it out their pocket, like,
ankle monitors in their fucking pocket. Here, put this on.
And he's like, "Come on, take it off." I'm like, all right.
No, I take it off. That's not how that works.
Ain't no paperwork involved in that. None of that. They just my man's is, and then he in county, and then he out on the street catching bodies, and then he I don't.
You know what? We're done. Fuck this show. This show is stupid, and the fucked up part is
true.
I have to finish watching this fucking show, and that's just for the culture. But the show is dumb as fuck. The show is dumb as fuck, and you know that spinoff is gonna be The Son. They only lifted this motherfucker.
I heard that shit's canceled already.
For real?
Like the Game of Thrones.
We can talk about that, but I want to segue into some. And hold on. Let's do our segue shit. Power versus The Godfather of Harlem. Have you watched?
That's not fair.
Have you checked out The Godfather of fucking Harlem yet?
Yeah, but that's not fair.
You have. I know you.
Yes, absolutely. But that's still not fair.
How is it not fair?
Okay, it would be fair to say season 1 of Power against The Godfather of Harlem. We ain't even got a complete season of The Godfather of Harlem. So season 1 of Power was lit. You'd have had an argument on your hands. You looking at this show and closer to its end, and one is closer to its beginning. So I don't think that's
a good point.
I don't think that's
fair. And yet here we are.
I choose The Mandalorian. but no, Godfather of Harlem is
off the fucking meat rack with that shit.
Yeah, that shit good.
Hey, dude playing, everybody's doing an incredible job. Dude playing Malcolm X is now my Malcolm X. Like, I would have to go back and remind myself of what Malcolm X actually looks like, because this guy is now Malcolm X.
Yeah, he's pretty close, but
you know what I'm saying? Dude, it's just everybody's off the chain. First of all the Italian actors from all the old mob movies and shit. Man, I got a little
a leg up on Power. They got some legit heat on that show.
They got heat. They bought that heat. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. Let me dumb it down before we talk about how amazing fucking Godfather Harlem is. Let me bring it here. Who got the better intro song? Cause I ain't seen nobody put 2 and 2 together about the fact that these two motherfuckers that got beef are on each other. The shows is gonna be compared to each other, and then you got 50 Cent and Rick Ross.
I don't think they ain't got beef no more, but
yes they do. They got beef for life. 50 Cent and Rick Ross for life. Come on, man.
I mean, man, probably for life. Yeah, 50. That's his MO. But
so who got the better song? Who got the better intro?
I'm gonna go with The Godfather of Harlem, because I actually downloaded that song on my iTunes, and
you damn right. You damn right. That shit go
And
hard.
hey, I ain't realized DMX was on the second verse, and DMX went in.
Wait, what?
You ain't heard the whole song?
No.
Yeah, X is on there.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's almost like the old X is back. I was like, oh, he snapped. Yeah. And you got Swizzy on the track? Man, come on, quit playing. Yeah.
That song is hot. It's better than the Power intro. And I'm sure it didn't go over anybody's head that they're competing with Power, and they chose to, and now, especially now that you telling me that the song has multiple verses by other artists, they chose Rick Ross's verse. I think that was,
well, I don't know, because if you listen, Big Rich Town with 50 and Joe, I've listened to the full version. I never want to hear the full version again. And I listened to the full version somewhere around season 1 of Power, and I never wanted to hear the full version again. The first verse was the one that you had to go body, because that's probably all the intro is gonna have in it. And the first verse of Rick Ross's song is, I mean, you didn't going into it, you don't think like the whole song finna be on the intro. So Rick, he bodied that shit. That shit was hard.
He definitely did.
The fact that when you get around the verse 2 and then X come in and snap, I was like, oh,
but
man.
I'm just talking about the show. All I'm talking about is the fact that they, Power's the number one black show, number one show period right now, and then they got another black show. It's subtle, but I know the showrunners knew what they was doing.
Probably
when they was targeting 50 Cent's show with a show that starts with Rick Ross. I know they knew what they was doing, but or at least somebody noticed that shit. Okay, all right, we didn't decide it. You're absolutely right. That shit's definitely better. But back to Godfather of Harlem. They doing their fucking thing in this shit, man. They doing their thing. This shit is so fucking good. Talk about playing chess. Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, that's been my man since he was on The Shield.
He was in The Shield?
Yeah, that was like the best season too. Season 5, I think it was.
I fucks with everybody black fucks with Forrest Whitaker for a long time. But the biggest standout thing to me he ever done was Last King of Scotland.
Yeah.
Because that was some intense ass shit.
Yeah. Nicholas?
Joe. He scared the fucking. That nigga was intense. He had me feeling anxiety. It was some tense ass fucking moments. What that motherfucker had to fart or something? Yeah, gas. But
is that how? That's one of the, something. It's funny that, because when we talk about that, that's one of the few times that I can honestly, easily identify when a black person was wearing blackface.
Do you think he was dark?
Forrest Whitaker ain't that damn dark. He was dark as hell in Last King of Scotland.
It might have just been the lighting. I don't know that he was wearing blackface.
Bro, he was outside. What you mean? He hopping out the Jeep. He darker than thing, man. He was in. Yeah, it was good makeup, because it looked like his skin was that color. It didn't look like makeup, but yeah, I was like, wow, we ain't got kind of shooting himself in the foot.
I mean, it might have been the color.
Nobody saying that. No, actually, some people said something, but I think it was. You can pull up a still image of that shit. Yeah,
I'll go take a look at it.
He was in blackface.
Godfather of Harlem, everybody's doing their thing. What about Gus Freeman? Look, hey, Gus Freeman, I don't know the real actor's name, but this motherfucker is one hell of a fucking actor, because this guy, this church guy, this political guy who's on the Godfather of Harlem is not Gus Freeman. It's a totally different person. Different mannerisms.
Are you saying Freeman?
Gus Freeman from Breaking Bad?
Yeah, Freeman.
Gus Fring? Oh, it's just Fring? Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Gus
like,
Fring, I don't know where I came up with, where I got that shit from, but what I'm saying is, this is a whole different fucking character. Like, different mannerisms, different facial expressions, different speech pattern, different. This is a whole new fucking person. This dude can act his ass off. Matter of fact, that last guy was fucking Hispanic and this guy's black. It's like everything about him is different. This is, I don't know, man, but this shit is off the. He's doing his damn thing, and I got even more. He always was my favorite villain from Breaking Bad of all time, really. My favorite non-superpowered villain of all time. And now he is on my list. He's in Hardy territory to me. Actors who can really act, meaning become totally different characters. So we'll see. I got to see him in something else, but what do I mean by that? A lot of actors just play themselves.
You said he's in what territory?
So you making me think I said it wrong. Tom, who plays Venom?
Oh, Tom Hardy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just heard Hardy, and I was like, "Who the fuck is Hardy?" That dude,
Tom Hardy. He, first of all, before I knew who he was, I'm just watching. What's that shit called? The Drop. And I'm like, whoever this dude is acting the fuck out of this character. So I look it up, and I look at other roles Tom Hardy been in. It said Batman. Like, this guy from The Drop was not in fucking Batman. And then I looked at something else he was in. What was that? Inception. I said, ain't no way to. First of all, ain't nobody from fucking Batman was in Inception. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely not this guy. This guy was not in all. He was in so many movies that I love and didn't even know that they were all the same character. That's good acting. That they were all the same actor, I should say. That's good.
The Revenant. He was in The Revenant. Mm-hmm. He was a completely different person in The Revenant.
Completely different person.
The Drop was kind of weak to me. I ain't really like The Drop.
I like that shit.
He played a different. He definitely played his part, but yeah, no.
But yeah, I mean, and that was the last appearance of, and I know I'm gonna butcher this motherfucker's name, Gandolfini.
Actually, that's right, James Gandolfini. Yeah.
But yeah. So okay, back to the Godfather Hollow. They fucking killing it. I can't wait to see where they go with this shit. Muhammad Ali was even good.
Muhammad Ali is good. Yeah. Yeah. They. Who all is in there? I mean, it's I don't know. I guess I don't know as many people like on screen as I do the actors that are playing them. You know what I'm saying? I just really am familiar with Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, and Bumpy Johnson.
Right. What was the name of the character from Harlem Nights who Eddie Murphy shot her pinky toe? What was her name?
Was it Velma? Oh, you mean the actress's name, or
no, her character's name?
Her character, I think it was Velma.
Okay.
Or Vera. Might have been Vera.
What's the name of the lady? I don't know. I might have just been making a connection like there could only be one black lady in crime. Probably terrible at that time, but who's the name of the lady who Gus Fring just accused of or just outed for running numbers?
I don't think that's her. I think her name was like I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, I got you.
I don't remember. It was like an Erica or something or whatever the fuck something.
Well, she slapped the shit out of him.
She slapped the shit out of him. It might have been. You know, I never thought of that. Maybe I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and take a look, but I don't think that that's the same. I never knew Bumpy Johnson knew Malcolm X. Like,
I didn't know that.
I don't know if this is like
makes sense though,
based on events, but they like kicking it.
I
Like
mean,
tough.
they was gangsters. The Muslims.
Yeah.
The way they, man, I really liked how they came in and just was beating all the drug dealers' ass and shit.
Right. I
Man,
just that's the one thing I don't like about it. I don't like Malcolm is letting Bumpy Johnson manipulate him. And that kind of makes me feel a little less of Malcolm.
you think
Like,
so?
I don't think Malcolm, maybe he got a soft spot for Bumpy, but he's being manipulated a little bit. And I just don't feel like Malcolm was necessarily going for that. But maybe I'm
He
putting
got
Malcolm on the
manipulated
pedestal.
one time. Was it more than once?
It was more than once.
No, I think he only got manipulated once.
They went down to the drug spot and got my man's the Kingpin from Daredevil killing that role. They got him to come down.
That's who. Oh, thank you.
Killing that role.
Oh shit. That's where I recognize him from.
And sidebar, let's
Holy
not forget he played
shit.
the fucking cockroach in Men in Black.
He did?
The main bad guy.
So he literally came up from a shit role to, well, he was the main bad guy. But,
nah, okay. Dude been in, he was Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket.
Motherfucker.
He played the fuck out some shit.
Oh, he was the guy who the crazy nuts guy in Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah, who blew his brains out in Full Metal Jacket.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I knew I recognized him, and it was from that goddamn. Thank you. I was like,
and
what the fuck?
Was the movie name? What was the movie? Was it Insomnia, where he played like somebody who had split personalities?
Did he?
It might not have been Insomnia. It was some movie. He played somebody that had split personalities.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Which I'm sorry. Sidebar off of the sidebar, and I'm gonna forget what my original point was by the time I come back to it. I just watched Glass, and James McAvoy
is a hell of an actor.
Got credited for 20 different characters in the credits. I counted. I paused and I counted 20 different characters. I was like, somebody need to bring him an Oscar.
That's almost as funny as Brad Pitt getting a credit in Deadpool 2.
Right, that shit was hilarious. That shit was hilarious.
I don't want to talk to you. Get your original point, whatever that
was. But right. Coming back. So right, okay. He got manipulated when they went down to the drug spot and they had the Kingpin come out, and they was like the Muslims rushed in there. It was like in episode 1 or 2 when the Muslims were rushing in the drug spot, coming out with the drugs and burning it in the garbage can.
Yeah.
And then Bumpy Johnson was like,
there.
He worked something out, and then just recently in this in the episode there, when they was protesting outside the building,
I don't think he got manipulated there. As a matter of fact, I think he was attempting to be the manipulator. He was attempting to use her issue to his advantage. His daughter, or I should say Bumpy Johnson's daughter's situation to his advantage.
But he used his daughter and Malcolm X, because Malcolm X was fighting for the situation.
No. I'm saying Malcolm X was attempting to use what happened to his friend's daughter for his own political purpose.
Yeah. I mean, so it could get recognition, but at the same time, he was addressing the legitimate issue.
See, and that
was kind of what they was there for, right?
That's gonna get. See, this ain't the political show. Your show is the political show, but I will say
I don't do politics.
Well, you know what I mean. But I will say this: manipulation doesn't necessarily imply right or wrong. Manipulation and moral value are two different things. Malcolm X was trying to take advantage of the situation, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing that he was trying to do that. But he was trying to manipulate the situation.
Okay.
So your original point was that Bumpy is constantly manipulating Malcolm X. I disagree with that. I think he got manipulated one time that I've seen, and then that second time, I think it was Malcolm X who tried to manipulate the situation, as well as the church guy also tried to manipulate the situation. And in the end, it's the daughter who shut them all down.
Yeah. Yeah. But outstanding cast. That shit is just fucking good.
I'm still blown away that I didn't put two and two together about
Kingpin.
Yeah. Cause I thought that dude was the best version of Kingpin I ever fucking seen in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Gonna do our special transition.
And he was on like Law and Order forever, wasn't he?
I don't watch that shit.
I don't either. But I mean, he was there. Shit, I know that.
Now you gonna do your make me go back and do look at his rep. All right, hang on. Let's see what we got here. Let's do. So
that's funny.
This is the section of the show where I get into the shit that you probably haven't seen.
Walking Dead. I watched it.
Oh, well, that's the shit I haven't seen. You want to talk about that? Go ahead. I'll sit back and listen.
Oh, no. You know what? I will.
Don't spoil it, because I'm probably going to. I didn't see Carl actually die.
Seasons behind, bro.
I know.
You were some seasons behind. I don't know. I will say this. The storyline ain't bad. Mm-hmm. I think they should have gotten to this story sooner in the show, because it was too much watch, rinse, repeat. It's a good use. They took the showrunner off, and so they've made a good use of the secondary characters with the showrunner being off. Everybody's getting good screen presence. They're actually rebuilding society and the government and
wait, they didn't do that before?
No, they tried to establish a facility and then they lost it. And then they tried to establish another facility and then they lost it. Then they kept trying to do that, and they was always fighting somebody with a better established facility. And now they have different communities, multiple communities, and then they set up roads that they travel, trade routes and stuff like that. They've created like a constitution or whatever. They set up like a prison system. They've started rebuilding government, and that's interesting. To come back to the show. That's interesting to see, but it's the bad guys is kind of losing me, man. And they started off pretty good, but it's not horrible. It's better than Power. That's all I got. I have spoken. Shit.
Shit. You know what? We're gonna do these quick takes. Silicon Valley is falling off this season. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Silicon Valley. That's some nerd shit. I'm a fucking IT guy. I used to love Silicon Valley. Story has fallen the fuck off. They got rid of one of the funniest characters, and it definitely shows. You watch Silicon Valley? No, for the people on the radio? All right, good. At this point,
I'm sorry.
At this point, you have no reason to watch it. Next. C. Apple. You ain't know what the fuck was happening with Disney Plus? You couldn't have come harder than that? You thought Aquaman was gonna carry you all the way through the whole damn thing, like by itself? It's not that good, bro. And it's kind of dumb. Hey, you seen C?
No.
I think you should watch it just so you can agree with me on how stupid it is. Next, The Morning Show. Apple TV Plus. They second run at it. They got another show. They got C and they got The Morning Show. Have you seen The Morning Show?
No.
The Morning Show got dude funny as hell from 40-Year-Old Version and The Office.
Stephen Carell.
Yeah, he's in his dramatic phase. You know, it's so hard. First of all, comedians play the best drama people.
He was in Foxcatcher.
Mm-hmm. He was really good in that shit.
He was. I didn't like the show though.
The movie, right?
The movie. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He was good, and it's just like some of the vocal inflections still take me back. The way he says some things still sound like Mike from The Office. You know what I mean? But he's being dead serious now. But still, he's playing a great part. This shit is, I'm gonna say that we're talking about The Morning Show. It's a show, newscast. There's this big show like ABC Morning News, nationwide distribution for morning news. And there's a guy and a girl who are the anchors, and the guy is sexually harassing or allegedly sexually harassing someone that, let me use that in past tense, sexually harassed someone who used to work underneath him.
And it's a drama, not comedy, right?
It's a drama. It's definitely not a comedy. It's also got that girl from Friends. I don't know which one, because I never watched it. Whatever, I don't know. So it's her. They're the two leads.
Okay.
And so Carell's character gets fired from his job because she complains. And it gets into some sticky situations. I definitely think that it leans more heavily toward the women or the Me Too side of things, but I will respect it because at least it tells the other perspective. It's not just steady saying that men aren't shit. It's still saying down with the patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? But it's not just saying that men suck. It's not like Ghostbusters where all men are fucking stupid or evil or something like that. It is saying different opinions. And it's worth a watch. It's better than C, but it's about Netflix quality.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know if that show by itself can possibly get a whole bunch of people to subscribe to Apple TV. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay. Next.
Let me do one.
Go ahead.
So The Affair finally came to a conclusion.
Shit, don't spoil it.
Series finale. Okay, I won't spoil it. The series finale rolled, and I will say that the last season I was lost, but the episodes were good. I think they did a pretty good job of tying it up because they brought back some elements that I thought was throwaway elements, and maybe they were, and they made them more relevant towards the end. The only gripes that I had was they tried to tackle so many things with this final season. They touched on the Me Too movement, when you mentioned that, it reminded me of it. They touched on the Me Too movement. They touched on racial inequality. They touched on climate change. Wow. They touched on so many different topics, and they did a good job of it. And the only thing that I didn't like was that they brought Sanaa Lathan in, and I'm ashamed that I don't know my man's name he was in Fences.
Wait,
He
Sanaa
was
Lathan
in
was in this?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta watch it now.
She didn't play that big of a part. I mean, she was a main character until she wasn't. And I didn't like the fact that they brought her in and they brought him in, and as I'm talking, I'm trying to look him up and I can't find him. But they brought them in, and once they reached a certain point, they would throw away characters. You never see them again. And I didn't appreciate that. But other than that, they used their cast well. They were jumping all over the place, but they tied it together pretty good. And if you're not up on the affair, I can honestly say the affair sustained way better than Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
that's a high bar, man.
Even when the affair started seeming like you were kind of like, I don't know, it seemed like it's falling off a little bit. Nah, it didn't fall off like that. The affair did pretty fucking good. So, and series finale, it wrapped. So it was a Showtime.
So it's done. It's over.
It's over. So okay. if you go binge it, you can binge all the way to the end.
What is it? Was it a satisfactory ending?
Yes, I feel like it was a satisfactory ending.
Cool. Next. Wait a minute. Wait, I don't know what's gonna be. Oh, okay. Rick and Morty. Okay, hang on. Hold on. Next. Rick and Morty. You don't watch Rick and Morty, right?
I don't. No.
Okay.
I know I should, right?
You should, although I will say, look, I ain't never heard nobody say this out loud. I'm just gonna say it. I did not think that season 3 of Rick and Morty was as good as season 1 and 2. I mean, I feel like they just, I don't know. Sometimes it's a little crazy. The show's a little crazy. I don't know what the fuck is going on. If you are wary about Watchmen with squids raining out the sky, these motherfuckers. Who's that rapper from the East Coast? Squibby Wubby, who just makes up word. This show is the E40. It's like
E40 is from the West Coast. Don't West do Coast.
That. Oh, you're right. My bad. My apologies. This motherfucker is like the E40 of cartoon show. I don't even know. If you watch it, you'll understand what I'm saying. They literally make up shit and words. It's crazy. But the first 2 seasons was some genius ass shit. Like some of the best fucking animated series I've ever seen. Just like, it's some classic shit happening in the first 2 seasons. 3rd season wasn't as good as the first 2 to me.
Okay.
So the 4th season just started this past weekend. First episode came out. It's okay. The first episode of all day seasons has never been the best. The best happens a little bit later. So, I'm with it. It was a good first episode. And it's definitely a recommended watch easily because it's fucking Rick and Morty. You gotta watch it. But I'm gonna just go on the record and say, I think that I want to see them come. I need the old Rick and Morty. I want to see them give me something that's just fucking genius and just has me dying laughing. And I did not die laughing. You know how when you watch some shit, and it's a comedy, and you find that you've only chuckled after it's on. You only chuckled a couple times. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So like it's a comedy, and the Joker wasn't a comedy, but it's a comedy, and it's supposed to be funny. But when you look back, you realize you've only chuckled like once or twice, and it wasn't that damn funny. So I'm gonna need them to give me a belly laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But it's still Rick and Morty, so You kind of got to watch it. And I don't think I got. Oh, hold on, wait. I got one more thing. Next, The Good Place is coming to an end, y'all. You watch The Good Place?
No. What is that? The Good Place. I thought she was talking about The Good Doctor.
That's. Hold on, wait. You know what? We could do The Good Doctor and then come back to The Good Place.
I don't watch that either.
All right.
So, but
The Good Doctor,
I'm aware of it.
We'll talk about both the good shows. The Good Doctor, all the feels. That shit is dope. And that fucking actor, they don't even give Oscars to TV shows. I know they do Emmys, but it don't matter. He deserves an Oscar for the work he's doing on that show.
Oh, he killed him.
That shit is amazing. The Good Doctor is as good as House. You loved House, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never finished House.
The Good Doctor is everybody loves a Good Doctor show, and it's like I feel like I could be a doctor looking at this, the way they show you and the way they dig in and cut bodies open. I fucking love it. If you liked House, you need to watch The Good Doctor. Now, on to the Good Place. The Good Place, I can't spoil it for you. Can't spoil it for nobody. But dude, the first season was genius. Like, this is a comedy. It's a silly ABC, Channel 7, just white bread, just silly comedy, right? Okay. Like, I don't know what channel it actually comes on. It look like something that should have come on NBC or ABC. One of them. It's got to be on one of them because it's that kind of style. And I watched the first season and I had some chuckles all the way through. You know, some good. Okay, this is funny. This is this. But I have never in my life been caught so off guard by a comedy. I don't want to say nothing else. But goddamn, that first season was off the chain.
And what season is it in right now?
I think it's on its fourth season. I'm not sure. Third or fourth, something like that. It's ending. I'm sad because I like the fucking show. It's dope. It's dope.
It's coming to an end, damn.
It's coming to an end, yeah. It's dope. And I like where they're going with it. It's only 20 minutes episode. You know, it's a dumbass comedy. It's worth the watch. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't have to be. You don't have to only watch black shows or comic book movies. You could watch the stupid white show. I just ain't watching Friends. But the shit's good. It's good. I like it. It's worth a recommendation. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Kinda.
Next?
Next. So, This Is Us is back on. Has been back on.
Nope.
Probably, let's say, halfway through.
Nope.
No, what? You didn't like This Is Us, or you didn't watch it?
Too many feels. Can't watch that shit.
It's a lot of feels.
What kind of grown ass man wants to be sitting there crying like literally every episode, man?
Man, but you know what? Season 3 didn't have as many feels, and a lot of people was like it fell off. This season came back and they picked it back up. They start bringing in the feels. They figured some things out. It's not as good as it was, but I don't know, because I eagerly wait to. Oh wait, it came on today. I think I eagerly wait to watch it because I mean, man, the good that show is great.
It is.
That show is great, and a lot of people said it fell off. It might have declined a little bit, but it's doing good again. Hey, if y'all ain't watching it, y'all should watch it. Any and everything I could say about what's going on is a spoiler, so I'm just not gonna even spoil it because it's just way too much to dig into.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Random thought: Snowfall is also better than Power.
Yes. 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 Now, Snowfall, that still wouldn't even be a good enough. How many seasons do you got, Snowfall?
2.
I was gonna say Snowfall or Godfather of Harlem.
See,
That
that's
would
a
be
good. Yeah,
that would be bad, but still, Snowfall got
Hey, stop
more
sticking up for
seasons.
fucking power. This shit, you can ruin your rep. All you got in this world is your rep. You can ruin your fucking rep. The 6th season can fuck up the first 2, as far as I'm concerned.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I'm not sticking up for power. I don't like that shit. I mean, I don't like that shit. But I was playing devil's advocate. Like it both of us just sitting here bashing the show.
Man, fuck that. Like, it deserves to be bashed.
It deserves to be bashed, but Ghost had a point.
Right upside Tasha forehead, he had a point too.
Man. Oh man, I do not support domestic violence.
No, that shit was dumb as hell. I thought, did we leave power alone? Look, the show is getting fucked up because of these goddamn meme moments. It's like they don't even care about actual story. What they want is moments that people are gonna screen capture and make memes to on Facebook and shit and Twitter and Instagram, and him putting his fucking finger in the middle of her fucking forehead was a meme moment. Forget the fact that the whole argument, the motivation for the whole argument when it started was just weird as fuck. Like, she just went from 0 to 100 with fuck power. Fuck that.
And shit. Another thing, if they don't stop foreshadowing and telling they like can't nobody stop me, can't nobody stop me, can't nobody stop me. I don't want to die, Tommy. Like, everybody's saying real early what's gonna happen to them. Like, we know it happens in movies and some shows. It don't have to happen for every single character that's gonna die.
Simplistic ass writing. Hey, Tyreek shot Ghost.
It would have made more sense if one of the Russians, whose boss went to meet with Ghost.
No. Look,
and his boss never came back. Shot Ghost.
Oh yeah, that's the other stupid ass part.
They just
fucking mob are just okay
just disappeared
with the fact that this guy, the whole fucking mob. This guy got a mob. This guy says you should take the gun with you. He knows where he was going. He knows who's involved. Their leader gets capped, and and no one comes for vengeance. Like,
and another thing, I don't know how forensics works in New York in Power's world, but my man's laid on that roof all fucking day. it was bright outside when he got killed. Blood just spilled and everywhere. It soaked in the shit. Like, and then he showed up and the guy was on the roof already. The cop was on the roof already and saw Andre, and then Andre ran. And I don't know if he jumped off the roof or where the fuck he went. But I don't know where the cop came from. I don't know how he tied Andre to the body that had already been laying there dead with a puddle of blood that had soaked into the ground. And Andre ran, disappeared, and then he was in another scene somewhere. I don't know how Andre got away.
Story's just shitty. Whole story.
Everybody get away from the cops.
Oh, but the reason why Tyreek is yet another dumbass. Tyreek, beginning of the show, sits there and talks to Ghost. But you killed this guy, random. Let's introduce this random character for no reason. You killed this guy. Oh, I didn't want to kill him. He was my friend, but he was in the way. He was in the way of my future. I gave him one last chance to blah, blah, blah. He didn't take it. And so I had to kill him. But I loved him. Boom. Fast forward to the end of the episode. For some reason, Tyreek, who has been mad at his father, who is super aggressive, who never speaks in soft tones, is coming to his dad in his suit in this club. So, Dad, do you really want me to turn myself in? That's the one last chance. Come on. I mean, it's so obvious. It's the one last chance. He gave his dad was standing in the way of his future. He gave his dad one last chance. His dad still said no, or yes, you should turn yourself in. So he shot him. It's so obvious who shot him. It's not even clever.
Do you think Ghost is dead?
I don't think Ghost is dead, no.
I don't think Ghost is dead neither.
Nobody dies in soap operas.
Angela, like, we sat there waiting on, and that's another thing. You did the Angela to me again. Like, you left me with last season with Angela getting shot.
She's still in this shit. She just comes back as a ghost.
This is true. 50 then came back as a ghost. Like, all of a sudden, ghosts see ghosts. That, oh my God, that's corny as fuck. Ghost starts seeing everybody ghosts. His daughter came back and she's smiling and happy. How the fuck Raina so happy and she dead and Tariq mad than the motherfucker? And he breathing. Fuck he mad for?
I don't know. All right. Urban Geek TV, we out. That's it? You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good. Later, y'all.
All right, we're going to do this. Eventually, I want to start doing this like on a schedule, like every Sunday. You cool with that, Neza? Maybe. No, you don't have to say yes now. Maybe. I think Sunday night sessions, discussion would be nice. I think the audience would like that, because that's when all the heat hits anyway. So maybe Monday, so we could watch all the shit that drops on Sunday. We'll figure it out. All right.
All right, y'all.